I'm just a hobbyist at best. When it comes to guitar, I just like to make the noises that I hear in my head and translate them put them on YouTube. You got to feed the algorithm and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun to play. Maybe once, twice a year, I always just play sitting down because I'm just usually just I'm sitting on the couch thinking about stuff, or literally sitting on this bench recording a YouTube video. I don't know why I do this when I actually have the guitar right there. Anyway. But wireless is really just all the guitarists that I ever watch, the major guitarists use wireless, and it's always fun to see that. Wireless isn't terribly expensive, and it's pretty simple for the most part. I found this. Let's pull it up on there. If you're any sort of guitarist or anything, and you've seen this before, you probably already know this is like a wireless thing. I've seen it a bunch, and I figured, you know what? It's like $30. It's not too bad. And actually, a lot of times I'll have the amp, because I'm just that lazy. I'll have the amp on the other side of the room, and I have the guitar, so all I have to do is plug this up, or at least I hope. So they're not that big. They're pretty nice looking. One is the one you hook to the amp, and one you hook to the guitar. So one says the audio receiver. This is the audio receiver. And this is the part you plug into the guitar. So this is what's the term? Transmitter. I was going to say sender, but for some reason that's email. Transmitter, receiver. These guys, I'm really looking forward to trying this out. I wonder how well they work. Oh, it has a little bit of juice in it. That's nice. So they light up and they're green. So if you've ever seen this on Amazon, oh, they automatically pair. You probably can't see it that well. See those green lights? You can't. There it goes. These green lights mean they paired up. That's cool. So they auto pair. That's great. And I think the only disadvantage is forgetting to charge these. They don't have batteries that you can take out. They have USB ports, micro USB. The micro USB, I mean, these things aren't that big, so I would imagine they wouldn't take that long. I didn't think of looking for a video on YouTube of this because I was like, I'll just make my own. I'll try it out. I've been wanting to try something like this anyway. So so there's a transmitter, like I said earlier. I'm going to plug that in to my amp. This is a Boss Katana amp, the mini, just the small one, hence the name. I'll turn that on. Now this is wait a second, I did it backwards. Getting back just a hair. You can probably hear a little bit of a buzz, but that means it works. So there you go. Right out of the box, it works. Ooh, it works. That's great. This is my James Hetfield LTD Vulture. Fits on there pretty nicely. I am a tad bit concerned about how it's sitting. So let me turn it around so it's kind of flush against that, because I'm afraid I'm going to break it. But it's in the box. That was it. The box. It has the micro USB so you can charge it. If you've ever dealt with any sort of computer or anything like that, you probably have a pile of them like I do, just strewn about everywhere. And the instruction manual, which I should probably read, but if I get stuck, then I read it. Works exactly as it's supposed to. It's wireless. You don't necessarily need it. I don't necessarily think there's not really a sound degradation. The only thing I was worried about is that when it transmits, maybe it's not gonna have that extra oomph that I want. But I think it's there. I think because the majority of the tone is right here and right here, right? At least the majority of the time. Because if somebody's really good, they can make anything sound good. I'm not good, but this does sound good. I'm like trying to talk over his feedback. Works. I mean, that's all you really want. It's not good. This isn't a fancy wireless rig. You can't play. I don't know if you could play a concert with. I mean, you could probably if you're just like. But if you're like if your amp is like right here, maybe you don't need wireless. But this is like a cool little toy, basically, because this is like not too expensive and pretty functional, pretty easy to use. I think it's a little bit of overkill, but very, very cheap. I mean, it's really something that like you saw this on Amazon and then you Google it to see if anybody else did a thing on it, and then you found me, and then I'm like, hey, it works pretty well. It's not going to change your life. It's not going to be the thing that makes your guitar sound like whatever your idol guitar is. But it's a fun thing to have, and I enjoy it. I'm going to use this from now, whenever I can. Having a cable can get cumbersome at times, but I think this is a lot of fun, and that's what it all boils down to anyway. So, if you saw this on Amazon and you thought, okay, that's kind of weird, it works. So, I mean, that's the big thing. Does it work? Okay, it works. Can it do everything that I wanted to do? Probably. And, I mean, I'm not the boss if you figure it out for yourself, but this is cool. So, that's fun. That was a wireless. Now I have a wireless rig for my guitar. But, yeah.